muy buenas tardes o muy buenos días o lo que sea. So welcome, bienvenidos a Español 1, la semana 8, día 1. So week 8, day 1, Spanish 1. We're going real, time's going by fast, that's all I'm going to say. And trying to keep a slow pace for you guys. I know you guys are doing well in Spanish 1. Everybody's doing well in the test. Seems like we're learning, so I'm proud of you guys. So a couple of verbs here I put down here already, and I've already wrote these down here for you guys. So copy these down. So number 1, we have bailar, escuchar música, practicar deportes, nadar, correr. There's a glare open, you guys can see the blue writing. I might have to switch to a different color. Nadar, to swim, correr, to run, esquiar, to ski, escribir, to write, and then I put cuentos, to write stories, so I put it down there. Jugar, to play, and then videojuegos. Luchar, it's not in the book, but I like it. To wrestle, because I like to wrestle. Dibujar, to draw. And lastly, we have cantar, to sing. Now, grammar. People are like, oh, I don't like grammar, Michelle. When I was in school, I didn't understand grammar that well. I took Spanish, and I learned not only my Spanish grammar, I learned my English grammar. I became really good at both, because studying a foreign language helped me to learn my own first language a little bit better. So in Spanish, and in English, we have a word called, like we'll talk about, infinitives. In Spanish, los infinitivos. So a basic definition in Spanish of an infinitive is basically an unconjugated verb. Like, what does conjugation mean? We'll talk about that later. It's basically an unconjugated verb that ends in AR, ER, or IR. So infinitives are the most basic form of a verb, not conjugated. And there's only 3 types, and you can recognize that in Spanish by the last 2 letters of each word. So I'm going to give you a real quick example. We will take hablar. So hablar means to speak. Hablar español. Vamos a hablar español. Let's speak Spanish. Now you'll notice it ends in AR. So we know it's a verb, because a verb expresses action or state of being. Like, I am running. She is lifting weights. Lifting is the verb. He is eating. Eating is a verb. I am being. What am I? Being is a verb because it expresses a state of being. So once again, a verb is an action verb or expresses state of being. So hablar, we know it's a verb because it's to speak as an action, and it ends in AR. And here's the interesting thing. When we translate it into English, it's not 1 word, it's 2. The infinitive state in English is 2 words. So this would be to speak. 2 words. But in Spanish, it's just 1. Let's do another infinitive that ends in ER. Comer, my favorite. Comer, which is to eat. Me gusta comer los burritos, los tacos de carne asada. So we know it's a verb. Because it expresses action, the action of to eat. She eats or he eats. And it also ends in what? ER. So we have an AR, an ER, or IR ending. And the translation would be to eat. And lastly, let's give me an IR verb. IR verb. Escribir. Okay, we know it's an infinitive because it expresses action, like to write. The boys write an essay. The writing is the action. And we also know, because it ends in an IR, and the translation would be to write. Very simple. So if we look over here, let's check it. So let's look over the verbs. Bailar, to dance. It ends in AR. We see it's an infinitive. Escuchar, to listen. It ends in AR. And música is a noun. Practicar, to practice. It ends in an AR. We know it's an infinitive. Nadar, to swim. It ends in AR. Correr, to run. It ends in an ER. Esquiar, who likes to ski? A mí me gusta esquiar? No, I can't. I'm not very good at skiing. I want to break my legs. Ends in an AR. To ski. Escribir, to write. We know it's an infinitive, expresses action and IR. Jugar videojuegos. A lot of people. A mí me gusta jugar los videojuegos. I like to play video games. Ends in AR. Y también me gusta luchar. I like to wrestle as well. Ends in AR. Dibujar, to draw. A lot of kids like to draw. I like art. I'm not good at drawing, but I like to see the art in my class. There's a bunch of pictures on the wall over here. Someday I'll show you. You come in, there's tons of art. Kids put up nice drawings and, Spanish drawings and this and that. Dibujar, ends in AR. And lastly, cantar, to sing. And once again, the infinitive translation is always two words in English, like correr, to run. Luchar, to wrestle. It's very simple, and we've learned a lot already, but we're going to learn some more. So here's our warm-up today. I'd like you guys to do this. It's very simple, very simple. Let's get the board out here. For your warm, and we will go over the answers in Microsoft Teams. What happened to my 3? So first off, I would like you guys to give me I want you guys to write down dos verbos que terminan en AR. I want you to write down 2 verbs that end in AR, 2 infinitive verbs that end in AR. I would like you to write down one verb, un verbo, one verb that ends in ER. I'd like you to write down one verb that ends in ER in Spanish. And lastly, I'd like you to write down one verb that ends in IR. Write down one verb that ends in IR. Now I would like you to take these verbs in Spanish and translate them into English. Most of them, I just gave you some. You might have to look up. And so I have the verb. Here's the verb, and then I've added a noun. And some of these are in the book. If you look in chapter 1A in the back, the new vocab, it's in there. All this is vocab. You might have to look it up, but I want you guys to use your mind. So, translate ver la tele. Translate montar en bicicleta. Translate bailar. And translate leer. And you'll see how these verbs are ending right here. All right, guys, so have a good day. I'll see you guys shortly in Teams. Nos vemos. Ciao.